strand that's not part of the...
Oh, you're so hard to please.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Welcome to Gina's Low-Carb Kitchen. I am Gina, and this is my kitchen. Today, I am making a garlic honey chicken stir fry. And I'm also going to be making egg drop soup, which is fantastically easy and you won't believe it. So let's get started with the sauce. What we need is we need a 1/4 cup of chicken broth. We need a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and we need 3 tablespoons of honey. Okay, so I found out yesterday, and you really kind of know your middle life when you get excited that you discover that sugar-free syrup replaces sugar, agave, or honey in any recipe. Agave has about 17 carbs per tablespoon. The syrup only has 4, so that is why we're using it today. And we need the measuring cup. Woo, I missed it. Here we go, got it now. Put it aside. So we're gonna measure in 3 tablespoons. And I'm also super thrilled about this because I have a food sensitivities, which is another issue for another day. And I cannot have agave, sugar, or honey. So this works out really good. All right, there you go. 1/4 cup. And to be honest, if you want a really super gourmet soy sauce recipe, this looks like it's an ancient Korean secret, but it's super easy. And I promise you, you will never have soy sauce another way. I just start with a low sodium soy sauce. And then I put like 1/8 of a teaspoon of crushed red pepper. I fine chop green onion, about 3 tablespoons of green onion. And then I put about 3 tablespoons of minced garlic in this bottle. It's so good. You have to take out the little plastic piece because you want all those little things in there. It's amazing. I'll just let you trust me. All right, so 1/4 cup. All right, and then a 1/4 cup of the broth. Go. Set that aside. You want to take your little metal whisk, mix that up. And this is the sauce base for your stir fry. And you're going to set that aside for now. And then, movie magic. I already pre-prepped some chicken, but you're going to need about a pound, maybe 1.5 pounds if you have extra chicken, and you want to cut those into squares. Let's cut the chicken down the middle, about maybe inch cubes, however you decide you want it. There'll be some shrinkage after you cook. Cut it. So, and then I have 2.5 chicken breasts here. You're gonna reach up here, and you're gonna do some salt. You're gonna do some pepper. And then you're gonna use a magic wooden spoon. And you're gonna toss that around. And you're gonna save that to the side. And incidentally, this entire meal only takes about 20 minutes, and the egg drop soup is under 5. And the reason it's so long for the egg drop soup is because it takes a couple minutes for the broth to heat up. All right, off to the side to go. Oops, I'm making a lot of noise. Here, set this here. And then we're gonna move on to the vegetables. Be right back. Something you should know about Asian food is all of the ingredients are the same. The main difference is the sauce. So if at any time you want to try like a Mongolian sauce or anything like that, just the prep work is the same, just change up the sauce. So anyway, what we have is we have like half of a red pepper, A cup and a half of sliced carrots. Yes, I splurged and I paid the extra 50 cents to have them already sliced. And then 1.5 yellow onions because I love me some onions. Also, we're gonna get about a cup and a half of broccoli. All right, so what I'm gonna do, cut it. I'm committing, what is it, broccoli murder? And there is no right or wrong way to how you prep your broccoli. Some people like them big. I like them somewhere in between. Just cut them down, there we go. And I usually leave the stalks on them. That way it'll seem like you have twice as much. I'm going to go ahead and bring my hot plate on. I'm gonna turn it to a high heat. And I set my wok on there. And some people, you may or may not have a wok, but if you can, I mean, it doesn't have to be the best quality, but I like to do a lot of high heat cooking, mostly because I love like grilled peppers and onions, and I do a lot of stir fries. So I have a wok and I love it. We have 2 options as far as the oil. I have, again, food sensitivity to sesame seed oil, but I would highly recommend you putting 2 tablespoons in to grill your vegetables. It's really good and it gives that Asian flavor. Yeah, another option is avocado oil. And the advantage of avocado oil over like your extra virgin olive oil is avocado can cook at a much higher heat without like singeing or smoking. So that's what I'm gonna do at this point in time. I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons, which is a couple swirlies, creature of habit. You get a little piece of chicken, I'm gonna throw it in there, and as soon as it starts to sizzle, I know it, I'm ready to put my vegetables in. Woo! I say this almost every time, but it's a sizzling. All right, my trusty wooden spoon. If you see these in a grocery store and you need, I cannot recommend these high enough. I also have this spatula. They're just really solid and they're sturdy. Anyway, I love them. I got them on sale. All right, it's sizzling. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw in our vegetables. There you go. A lot. Get a big wok. In there, I think. Enough. And my mother used to own an Asian restaurant, and she'd always tell her chefs in the back, walk with the left hand, stir with the right. I'm not that talented, and this is much higher than I. Oh. So Garett told me I had 2 choices with this new setup. I could either keep my heels and leave the hair, or wear these flip-flops, which are comfortable, and keep my hair. No one touches my hair. There you go. All right, so, woo! Got that, you're gonna put that in there. And you're gonna coat the vegetables, let it get warm. I'm just gonna move it right up to max. I'm used to gas. Well, that didn't sound right. Yeah. There you go. It is what it is. Yeah, with this amount of vegetables on this electric hot plate, it's gonna take a little bit longer because it isn't as hot as, say, you know, a gas stove. So, and you wanna just continue to mix and see if it's cooking. And what I'm gonna do in this case is, just to help it along, I'm gonna add a little extra avocado oil. After I make a whole bunch of noise. I'm sorry. Put it around the outside, let it get in there. I added about another tablespoon yet. You can hear it starting to cook now. There you go. Oh. Have some escapees. And then you just want to continue you know, to toss it, or you can, I'm a little rusty at the wok and roll, so I'm just gonna stir it myself. No, but that feels weird too. I'm just gonna, if I have escapees, I have escapees. There you go. There you go. And as you can see, some of the onions and some of the vegetables are getting cooked. What I usually do is I let it cook until the onions are not white and they get soft, a little more soft. So that's kind of a good indication of when it should be ready. What you want to do is you just want to, you know, toss it every couple minutes and give the vegetables time to cook. And then definitely once you do your wok toss there, you can see the vegetables that are underneath are, ooh, look, there's that little piece of chicken. What you're doing is you're really just giving your vegetables that are against the sides and the bottom of the wok time to cook. And on the high heat, it should be giving a little bit of color, a little caramelization. I really wanted a hot plate, but I just didn't really want to deal with a tank, and I would probably explode myself because I just haven't had the best luck. I mean, I broke my hand. I tripped on the rug the other day. I like popped a tendon or something in my foot. But thank goodness someone threw me a solid because I didn't break anything, although it looked like it could have been. Yes, luck's not on my side. Or maybe it's just because I'm careless and I don't look where I'm going. Now our vegetables are almost done. They're not getting as much char on them as they should. That onion landed on my foot and it was really hot. I might have a blister, but I don't think they're gonna have to remove it. The vegetables are as tender as they can be. It takes a little bit longer on an electric hot plate, we've found out. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to offset the vegetables and I'm gonna put them in a bowl while we cook the chicken. Let's do that. All right. That looks fabulous. Keep that high heat on there. Okay. 2 tablespoons of that. And you want to go ahead and bring your sauce over too. That will be important. And you're going to bring in your chicken. Again, it should be nice and hot. Yeah. All right, you're gonna pour your chicken in. And it doesn't take long to cook the chicken because you have it cubed. You're gonna let them cook on each side for about 1.5 minutes because they will finish cooking once we put the vegetables back in, add the garlic, and also put the sauce in. Well, I would like to make a correction. If it was gas, it would be a couple minutes. But electric, it'll probably take a little bit more time. It's looking good. Let's give her the old wok try. Complete sauce. There you go. What I'm going to do is I'm also going to add in, at this point, 4 tablespoons of garlic. It is honey garlic chicken. The garlic, it smells fabulous. It's roasting in there. We're going to take the vegetables, put it back in there. Sorry, got my bowl right in front of the camera there. Now we're gonna mix this all up. Getting ready to add the sauce. And don't feel like you have to cook the chicken until it's finished in there because like I said, we added the vegetables in, we're gonna put the sauce in, we're gonna let it simmer. So if you cook your chicken all the way through, it's gonna be pretty tough at the end of it. All right, now we're gonna pour in the sauce that we made earlier. as I make a lot of noise. And then, as you can see from above, there's sauce in the bottom there. We're also going to be adding in some cornstarch and water. What the cornstarch does is, yeah, there's some carbs in it, but considering we're looking at a total of 7.75, so just under 8 carbs per serving. I count this as 6 servings, and there's quite a bit here. And like I said, any ingredients I give you is just a starting point, so you know where to begin. You can subtract or add any vegetables you like, as much or as little. You can add snow peas, like mini corn, whatever you like in your Asian food. Oh yeah. So what the cornstarch does is it adds the thickness to the sauce. Some people don't care for it. If you don't care whether your sauce is thick or not, you can reduce your carb intake by about 2 carbs per serving. Well, about a carb and a half per serving. Be good. All right. Now the secret to getting your cornstarch saturated and not have it be clumpy is you want to put it in a little jar, and then you want to add some water and you want to shake it up really well. But the important thing is get the lid on tight. Because I'm wearing black, I have worn this all over myself before. So I'm going to put a little water in here. Just a little bit is all it takes. Shake it up. See that? Dragon's growling at you. Roar, roar. That's lame too. Okay. And see, from the camera top, you can see it's just getting a little more juicy. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just add it in around the perimeter. And if you like a really thick sauce, you can add more in. There you go. And wait until we do this egg drop soup immediately after this. It takes 5 minutes from start to finish. And the reason it takes so long is because you have to boil. You come to the crucial step. Oh, it smells good. So good. I'm gonna have to take a sample. Is there a little, there's a little piece of chicken. And I like it really saucy. If you like extra sauce, just add extra of the ingredients, like a little extra soy sauce and a little extra chicken broth. Oh, I just don't know where to begin. It all looks so good. I definitely want this onion though. Okay. I'm gonna give this to you, Garrett. Oh, look, the sauce is nice and thick. There you go. Here you go. Try it. Mmm.
That's really good. Yeah.
Garrett's gonna have some really impressive cooking skills. What I'm gonna do is I've reduced the heat, and I'm gonna put a lid on this, and we're gonna quickly do the hold on. Egg drop soup. Yes, okay. It is so good and it's so easy that you're gonna make it all of the time. First, what we're gonna start with, I'm doing only 1, maybe 2 carbs for serving. We're starting with a whole box, which is 4 cups. It's like a fog hog. I should be like a rock star. Now I have it turned up all the way because the electric does not get as hot as gas. And we want that to boil. We're going to add, after I get my measuring cup. I'm not very organized, but I manage to get dinner on the table every now and again. All right. I'm a garlic person. I don't measure garlic. The measuring spoon, I measure it with my heart. So we're gonna put 1 whole tablespoon in there. Wait for this to get hot. And in the meantime, we are gonna get a knife and we're gonna cut some green onion. Now the green onion is optional, but green onion to me are the sprinkles of food, just kind of like bacon is the duct tape of the food world. Green onion are the sprinkles that go on top of almost everything. Found a knife. It's not the one I had, but I seem to have put the other knife in such a great spot when I was finished with it, I can no longer find it. It's here somewhere. All right. So remember what I was saying once about when you cut green onion or certain foods, like tomato, you need to go through with a follow through. And if you don't with this, it's always like this one green onion that's on the very, very last side, on the back side, that ends up, it's like a streamer and there's cuts in it, but you have to end up pulling it apart. And it's not really a big deal until you're down to your last little bit of green onion, you really need it. And then you're spending more time pulling them apart. So follow through, cut thin. Green onion never hurt anybody. Let me see, do I have any? Oh, yeah, here. The last one, even though I was trying, I don't really need it, but so I'm just gonna toss this off to the side of my little magical mixing bowl that I have in the sink for all my waste. All right, and in the meantime, what we're gonna do is I call this my, my egg beating bowl because it's beaten up. And I'm not gonna do something fancy for you. It's just, this happens to be my egg beating bowl. 2 eggs. In there you go. Go. Waste bowl. God, I'm getting really good at that. A little egg beating fork. Ooh, I got a passenger. I say no, sir. There you go. Gosh dang it. All right. And you're gonna beat the eggs really well. Egg wrap soup really is the most easiest thing to do. Now that it's pretty warm, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pour the eggs into the broth. And pro tip, the slower you pour the eggs, the wispier it gets in the bowl. If you just pour it all in, you get like a big lump of, it looks like an alien piece of scrambled egg. So stir slowly, pour slowly, and that's what gives it the wispiness. Woo, that was a little big. Come on. Poured a little fast this time. All right. Throw in some fruit sprinkles. Look at that. Look. Mmm. All right. And that's it, it's finished. Easy. We're gonna leave this to warm and then we're gonna get ready to plate our meal. I should mention that when you go to the Chinese restaurant, Asian restaurant, a lot of times the broth will be yellow, and that's because they add yellow food dye to it. Myself, I don't feel the need to. Other people, if you have company and you think it's gonna be important to them, then do it. But with people with food sensitivities and whatnot, I'm not a big believer of adding extra things to my food if I don't have to. Sometimes I make a little mistake. I got ahead of myself. I am going to add in 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And it will give it a natural color. I'm wondering, it looked a little clear. This is my gourmet soy sauce. And this has some crushed red pepper in there. It's everything. And then you may decide you want to add a little bit more. There you go. Because a lot of people like to do that at restaurants. Now, Garett. Let's get and some more fruit sprinkles. on top. Let's add a little bit, that's warm. Pepper. There you go. Let's try it out. It's hot. Oh, that's fabulous.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
And of course, if you don't care for as much soy sauce, you can reduce it down to 1 tablespoon and it'll be a lot clearer. I just happen to like mine, you know, with a lot of soy sauce because it's really good that way. Ask me, I'll tell you. Then also, I'm gonna run a bowl back to JD because I happen to know he's really hungry. And he loves this, his favorite. Getting ready to plate some food, but here's some egg drop soup. It's really good. You're welcome. By the way, they have, you know, if you like wonton soup from the Asian store, restaurant, you can buy them frozen in any grocery store in the frozen food section. What you do before you make it, you can actually keep them in the freezer. If you want a couple, take them out, put them in a little bowl of water, microwave them for about 2 minutes, and then put them in here. The broth is the same. If you just want wonton, leave out the egg. If you want a combo and the best of both worlds, throw those in after you add your egg. So what I'm doing today is I'm serving it with riced cauliflower, and that's about four carbs per serving. So if you choose either with the riced cauliflower or whether you just like the vegetables, perfect. I bought a bag of frozen riced cauliflower for about 79 cents. You put it in the microwave, the whole bag, unopened for 5 minutes, and it's finished. But for the sake of being a fancy like they do at the restaurants, and the restaurants aren't really fancy, they shove it into a little bowl and then they do one of these. Ta-da! By the way, this entire meal will only take you about 25-30 minutes tops. And I should say that if you're looking for a quicker meal without the chicken, a good way to reduce about 10 minutes of your prep time is if you have a rotisserie chicken in your refrigerator, and I always have a rotisserie chicken in my refrigerator because any recipe that requires chicken, you can sub in that already cooked rotisserie chicken for it. So in case in point, with the meal that we have here today, instead of cooking the chicken, when you cook the vegetables, you add in the sauce, and that's the time that you want to add in cubed rotisserie chicken, because the only thing that's important is it gets saucy and it gets warmed through. So that really shaves a lot of time for all of you busy working folk or parents. And this recipe makes about 6 very hearty servings. So if you have a family, it's perfect. There'll be enough for everybody. And let's serve it up. Fancy, okay. Look at that. Yum. Some people like their rice dry, some like it soupy. I myself, I'm a rice purist. I like my rice separate from a sauce as much as possible. Look at this. Serve it up. So you gotta make it look pretty. Put some green on top. There you go. There you go. And then a little extra sauce, just to make you feel like you're alive. All right. Oh, soup's out a little bit. Let me get because I'm Asian, I actually do have an egg drop soup spoon. And one thing to keep in mind is if you do like a spicy stir fry, add about 1/8 of a teaspoon of red pepper, crushed red pepper to your sauce before you put it in over the vegetables. All right, green spoon. And here we go. And this is so fabulous. As an Asian person, I would just like to tell you, it's good. You try, you like yummy, yummy. So thank you for joining me for another episode of Gina's Low Carb Kitchen. If you like the meal that you see prepared, please don't hesitate to subscribe so that you will automatically be shown new recipes brought to you every week or at the most bi-weekly. Enjoy. All right, and then maybe, ouch! That hurt a lot. Hey man, that looks good. You gonna eat that?